podcast we've made in a while.
Yeah, it'll be the first one while you've been here as well, innit?
Yeah, that will make it the first in 6 months at least.
Yeah.
Maybe longer. Because we hadn't made a podcast since, God knows, like, beginning of 2020 maybe?
Didn't we start around? No, we started before our birthdays, did we? Or did we start around
I think
that
we
time?
started before, you know. To be honest, I think we did start before, yeah. But yeah, anyway, welcome to the first official podcast of Love 8 Media, Matt and Stacey, of 2021.
Yeah. Let's kick it off with a good one, shall we?
The first question I actually got asked was by Brandon. He seems to ask a lot of questions, which actually it's not too annoying because a lot of people just kind of see my posts on Facebook, Snapchat, etc., and they'll ignore it. Which I don't know if you're listening and you do that, please don't do that. I'll say like if I'm making a Q&A, ask me questions, either for a Q&A or for a podcast. Topics I can go over, questions I can answer. If you watch the videos, then ask, because Brandon's like at the top of his game. He'd be getting a distinction if I was his tutor. Anyway, first one he asked was Ferrari or Lamborghini? Which do I prefer? I'm going to ask you first, Matt. What do you prefer, Ferrari or Lamborghini?
Um, I'm undecided. Undecided. Like, as a kid, I grew up liking Ferraris, mostly. And then I went through a phase of liking Lamborghinis. It's just a bit of both now.
Yeah. Well, personally, I just had Ferrari because I feel like there's more passion in the design and in the engineering to make them what they are now. Whereas Lamborghinis, I don't know, they seem a bit fake now. They're a great, I can't speak. They're a great car. Don't get me wrong. Both Italian, and both considered to be supercars. However, I don't know. Since I don't know where I'm going with this. Basically, yeah, I prefer Ferrari. They're just better. Still rear wheel drive mainly. They have a few models that are all wheel drive. And they're just, I don't know. There's more of that feel there when when you want to take a car out for a real spirited drive, and you just want a car to be genuine and authentic. It's there. It's like it's all there. But Lamborghini, I don't think I'd get that feeling as good as it would be. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying Lamborghini's bad because it's not. But you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. I'll just add to that because I do feel like the modern day Lamborghini, yeah, Ferrari's better. But I am a sucker for the old school, Diablos, stuff like that. It's just, I don't know, I grew up liking them. So
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. In terms of like the old school ones, yeah, Diablo's being from like what 94, 95. I can understand that because things are different. But obviously, over at Lamborghini, everything's pretty much Volkswagen. I know Fiat own Ferrari, and if anything, as a comparison, that's probably worse. But they have very little say in what goes on. They just simply own them. I mean, you don't see Ferrari and Fiat actually teaming up to make a car. It's just a sort of very much office type thing. And I suppose it is with Volkswagen, but I feel like they have a bit more input on Lamborghini than what Fiat do with Ferrari. Okay, moving on. There has been some rumours about BMW. You know how people can be really critical about things that they don't like?
yeah, I don't know. I mean,
BMW, for since before I was born, has been in the spotlight because idiot drivers tend to get them. They won't use their indicators, they drive dangerously, they do things wrong, they crash, blah 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 blah, fucking blah. What it's about is the car itself. Probably the greatest engineers in the world, BMW. But fucking people being people, loving to hate on shit they just can't accept. There were some rumours that BMW are going down and under, and may eventually lead to a closure of the company. Think about it. BMW own what? Themselves outright. They own Mini, Rolls Royce, and a bunch of other stuff as well. They also have a lot to do with the interior designs of airplanes. They've got a lot going for them. BMW Doctor, who's based here in the UK, he said, obviously, it's basically people being critical and just talking shit. So when I first saw that video about BMW rumours and the potential that they were going to go down, I was like, okay, BMW Doctor is either gone off his head or it's a clickbait in a good way, because I'm not saying anything about him. He knows what he's talking about. So at the back of my mind, I thought, yeah, there's going to be something there. So I watched it before with Matt and learned just what it was all about, looked into it, and yeah, we were right.
Yeah. I mean, they're doing better than ever, really, aren't they?
It doesn't surprise me, to be honest. They are doing well. Sales, it's not really about that. They are doing well on sales, but it's again, they're just some of the best, if not the best engineers, and in the automotive industry, it's just I don't know, it's crazy.
I mean, me coming from like college doing engineering and stuff, and I know a lot about German engineering, and yeah, they are the best.
So yeah. Whilst we're progressively getting through all these topics, I just want to give a quick channel update as well. Obviously, we're not on camera today, we're just talking into a microphone. Oh, by the way, we're going to get a new microphone at some point. If you've got any recommendations, hit us up and let us know. But at the moment, we are thinking about a Blue Yeti. It's got a lot of different options, which is cool. Really good quality. And we're just trying to find out a good pop filter to go with it, and a couple of little bits and bats. But yeah, channel update. So, LHM. I've not actually said this to Matt, so this is pretty much live. His genuine, authentic reaction. I don't know whether or not to change the name of the channel. Love Hate Media, abbreviated LHM. It's kind of took off among people we know, despite having not many subscribers yet because we haven't been that consistent. But I might call it something a bit more, I don't know, a bit less corporate sounding, a bit less, a bit more friendly. Like maybe something to do with our names or something cheesy, something that we say a lot. I don't know, but I'm just not too sure about the name anymore.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, it is working, like you said, for friends and that. But if we can get out there further, then yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I mean, it would entail changing the intro and outro, the logo and the banner and the name, of course, and everything. But that's not necessarily a problem. I mean, I like working on I like working on stuff like that. I think it's good fun. And mainly, obviously, getting the name changed. I think it would be a decision to make, with in mind the fact that it'll be there forever. Like we probably won't change it if we change it like now.
Yeah, all about trial and error, really. Whatever.
Yeah, I guess it is. Apart from that, so far, this is only video 4. 3 vlogs, 1 podcast. 5:30, so 5:30 p.m. UK time every day so far. We've been consistent. We've been good, doing well. Matt smacks me on the ass if I'm being bad. No, I'm joking. We've actually been doing really well with consistency, and we plan on keeping it like that. Because today is a Sunday and we're doing a podcast, let me know if you disagree, but or if you agree. But Sundays could be 4 podcasts, and every other day I could vlog. What do you think of that?
Yeah, that would be a good idea, actually. Yeah.
Every single thing that we do, whether it be vlogs, something comedy related, abandoned exploring, because that's something we want to get into as well, car related podcasts, anything like that. I'm trying to get it out for 5:30. It seems to work best. People are going to be coming home from work, from school, etc., etc. I suppose the beauty of YouTube is you don't have to watch videos in that instant. As long as they don't get deleted, they're going to be there anyway.
Yeah.
So timing wise, it doesn't really matter too much. But having a schedule, I suppose, is better. So people have that sort of guidance as to when you're going to upload, more or less. Obviously, some people kind of bend it a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be getting home at that time, so we can pass on what you've done in the day and make that video for that day.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So, I think people have asked as well. People want to know a bit more about you.
Me.
They know you're my boyfriend. We're both doing YouTube together. But they only know you called Matt, and you're a year older than me, and that's it really. So, would you like to say a little bit more about yourself?
Okay, yeah, can do.
I've got all the time in the world, ladies and gents.
Well, I've pretty much lived where I am all my life. Local lad. um, I, I guess I'll go on with high school then. I studied actually a subject that I'll probably never do again. Geography, art I like. Studied engineering, which I then followed up in college. Did 3 years there. I love that. Yeah, and then now I work with my uncle in the foundations business, construction side, stuff like that. Um, doing foundations for buildings, houses, extensions, anything really. Yeah, that's me.
Pretty good. I'm there watching, like, I didn't know any of this stuff, but I do. Like a kid, sort of like just gazing, like, yeah. So that's Matt. Explained a bit about himself. I suppose you know about me, but I'll just give a quick, bit of information anyway for anyone who's unfamiliar. So I'm Stacey. I'm a year younger than Matt, born in '98. I actually was brought up in Oldham in a little place called South Cheddarham. And when I went to school, I wanted to do architecture because when we moved into a new school, kind of like, sorry to be cringe, but it inspired me a little bit. So once I found out who the architects were of the new school, I got on with them as work experience. Did that a few times, and did little bits here and there in that field. I'm still yet to go to uni, even after all this time. I've had jobs in between, but I've never officially worked as a paid job in architecture because you'll need a license, which you can only achieve after doing exams at uni. But I'm indecisive as to whether or not to go uni. It's one big fucking clusterfuck. But I'll get there at some point. But yeah,
Yeah, also to add to mine, the less that side of it, and yeah, I enjoy mountain biking. I guess have we covered that in our previous one? I'm not too sure. Anyway, yeah, yeah, I enjoy mountain biking, downhill specifically, and I need to get back into that. Also, gaming, Xbox, PC, PS4 used to, but not too much now, just with friends and all that. Yeah, similar to Stacey, I guess.
Yeah, we sort of like both play Xbox. I think to be honest, you played a lot of PS4 when we first ever met, but when you saw me on a live stream before we was a couple, you saw me playing Forza Horizon 4, and you kind of liked it, didn't you?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I used to. The only reason I was on PS4 back then was because I didn't actually have an Xbox. I sold it the Christmas before we met, just for money purposes. Yeah, and then when I saw you on Forza, I just missed it, I guess, because I played 1 and 2. And did you play from 3, 4? Or have you played 2 as well?
My Forza Horizon franchise timeline is a bit weird. I started on 3, played 2, then 4, then 1. So that's a bit strange.
Yeah, because we actually played the first one back, didn't we?
Yeah.
On 360 when I loaded mine back up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you actually enjoyed that again, didn't you? So
I felt like the first game, um, the sounds of the cars were a lot better. For example, if any of you car fans out there watching or listening even, you know how a Wankel engine can sound like for example. I know that was a bad impression, but you know that typical sort of Mazda sound that they make on the RX-7. if you modify an RX-7 on Horizon 1, take it to a tunnel or something, and go onto like the back camera where you'll hear the exhaust, it sounds really good. But on the latest game, it doesn't sound anything like that. It's just flat and just yeah. There's no idling at all.
Yeah, I have to agree with that, to be honest. Me being a fan of the RX-7 myself, one of my favourite ones. Yeah, it just makes it that much special.
Yeah, definitely. Whilst we're on topic, I'm just going to skip ahead a few subjects here because I've got my notes open on my phone, so I'm just like looking at what to read out. Not that it's scripted, but it's just like a guideline. But basically, what are we both anticipating for Horizon 5? Do we think it's going to be in Japan? I reckon it probably will be because geographically it makes sense. There'd be a lot of logic in that. However, they have surprised before with different things like that. So what do you think?
Yeah, well, my personal thing is, yeah, I hope it is, but you never know, do you? They could bring out another banger or something, but I don't know. I'm hoping Japan.
Especially considering the car scene in Japan as well. It takes us back to the film Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift, all the drifting in the car parks and things like that, going through mountains, going through the city. There's a variety, whether you like off-road driving, going through the town, going through Rocky Mountains, twists and turns, drags, anything like that. Um, Again, yeah, it has a variety, like most of the other maps they've done. Although I feel like mm, this is a bit controversial, but I didn't like Australia. The game itself was good, but the map, mm, not quite sure on it. It felt a bit flat, shall we say? England was alright, but got boring, even though we live here and we know what they did right and what they did wrong. But yeah, Japan would be cool. Basically, that's the bottom line. Japan would be cool. So playground games, turn 10, make Japan in 5, please.
Yeah, absolutely. Japan. 100%.
I've been asked by Connor. He said, "How hard was Christmas with lockdown?" Okay, generally speaking, it wasn't too bad. It's been worse for other people. Um, Matt's grandma is in our bubble, if you will, and because of our tier number, we was able to be within our bubble. There weren't enough people. Sorry, there weren't too many people in our in our bubble. Um, so what we did was she only lives like probably 200 or 300 yards up the road, which is good. So we went there for Christmas Day, and it was really good because we all felt safe being in each other's bubble. It was still sort of a family sort of do, and that was really good. But I understand for other people being far away from the people that they're used to having Christmas with, it'd be really hard. So I send out my sympathy to those people.
Yeah, it was really good. Well, she's on her own now, so yeah, it's good going seeing her and spending time there. But yeah, I do feel for other people. It's hard, but yeah, we'll get through it.
Yeah, and what is she now? 82.
Yeah.
82 years old she is. But she's still up and going. She's all right.
Yeah, it's strong, stronger than ever. Yeah.
Yeah. What you guys could do for me and for Matt, if you will, please, pretty please, with a cherry on top, and a bit of bacon on the side, and maybe some noodles afterwards, and maybe like a cup of tea or something, or some lemonade. What you could do is, what the fuck am I talking about? Is let us know if you enjoyed this podcast down in the comments, or on my Snapchat, or on my Facebook, or through Love 8 Media's Facebook. Anywhere you want. Let us know if you enjoyed it. If you have any suggestions whatsoever, again, let us know. Give us a like, subscribe, ding dong that notification bell. I've just stolen that from another YouTuber, and I'm gonna leave it here.
Goodbye, everybody.